Hey, what's good, guys? So we're going to be doing a deck profile on the Lightsworn Daedalus Geartown Lightsworn. That is a pretty interesting deck. I haven't really seen anyone else tech this, and I've seen some people use some of the Lightsworn monsters, although I do feel Daedalus has the most potential to be actually used as far as side deck or perhaps main deck. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the profile. So this card right here is the only card that is not available yet, and it should come out in Galactic Overload, which is the next set, which is just after Order of Chaos. So let's get straight into the deck profile. So we got one Ancient Gear Geartown Dragon. You realistically only need one because he never gets removed, because your opponent can't activate like stuff like Deprison, and a Bottomless is not too popular of a card at the moment. But yeah, there's one Geartown Dragon, and you can special summon from anywhere, hand, deck, or graveyard, so that really makes this card quite viable, and you only really need one. Next up there is two Celestias, one Aaron, one Garoth. A Gorge just because it is Lightsworn, and generally when I play Lightsworn I don't like any back row. Just because there's no room, you want to keep milling your monsters as fast as possible. And then I'm playing Honest, so he is essentially kind of like a trap. He's a hand trap. One of the best ones, I think. Then we're running Jane and 3 Judgment Dragon. Then 3 Daedalus. And so what he does is he must be special summoned by having 4 or more light monsters in your graveyard. They can all be the same name, so no problem. And it can't be special summoned any other way. So if you mill him, realistically, you could use this card Beckoning Light to get back Daedalus, but pretty much he's only special summoned from your hand, but you can get him back and special from your hand that way. But what he does is once you have 4 or more light monsters in your graveyard, you can special summon him. He's a 2600 attack, Sea Serpent Light, and once per turn you can target 3 cards on the field. One of them has to be a field spell card and destroy it. So you would activate its effect, you would pop your opponent's 2 cards and your field spell, which would be Geartown, and then you can basically clear the board and get not only do you have Daedalus here, which is a 26 beater, so he's pretty hefty, plus you get an additional Geartown Dragon from Geartown being destroyed. But keep in mind, Geartown can miss the timing on some other things. Like, for instance, I believe you would miss the timing with Raikou because Raikou does send the top 3 cards from your deck to the graveyard. So keep in mind, Geartown can miss timing on certain things. But yeah, Geartown overall pretty solid because in Lightsworn, if you activate your field spell face down, occasionally some other people will just, if you happen to set like Beckoning Light as well, and you have Geartown face down, some people will just heavy storm you, and then it'll be like, oh, it's cool, I couldn't use Beckoning anyways, perhaps early on in the game, and you still have a 3000 attacker that can kind of protect you until you get, enough Lightsworn names for a Judgment Dragon. And then, so we were at Daedalus. Now, we're running 2 Luminas. I feel Lumina is quite good at 2 just because you can go Lumina, discard a card to get Lumina, discard another card to get another card. You can even make Levier in case one of your Lightsworns got removed. You can bring it back that way. So pretty interesting stuff. Also, you could run Arcus. He's another target that you could potentially get back, although I'm not a fan of Arcus at the moment. He is okay against Gladiator Beast, though. Next up, 2 Lila and 2 Raikou, and then 3 Wolves. I don't know why the Wolves got separated. They decided to wander off onto their own. But yeah, and then 3 Wolves, and that's it for the Lightsworn lineup. And for the other monsters, we're playing 3 Cephalon, the ultimate Time Lord. And I really like this card because there are some decks playing skill drains now. I know Heroes are starting to main deck the card now, and obviously Dark Worlds would be main decking it. And after Dark Worlds uses their Graphas, this card is a pretty viable card. And basically, he's just a 4000 beater that you get out once you have 10 or more monsters in the graveyard. They can be light, dark, earth, wind, fire. It doesn't matter. All you need is 10 or more. And then he does have an additional effect, although you won't be able to use him in this variant. But it's once per turn you can special summon 1 level 8 or higher fairy type monster from your hand or graveyard, and its effect is negated, and its attack becomes 4000. So pretty interesting. You could use it to get back Christia, although I do not play Christia in this version. And then for spells, we're playing 3 Solar Recharge, 1 Charge Light Brigade, 3 Geartown, 3 Gold Sarcophagus, Heavy Storm, Monster Reborn, 1 Duality, and 1 Beckoning Light, just so you can get back some of the cards that you mill with. I do like Gold Sarc a lot, though, because it allows you to get Charge Light Brigade, which really does help out the speed in Lightsworn. I mean, sometimes you have multiple Wolves. If you have Wolf in your hand, generally I do like to go for Solar Recharge. But yeah, most commonly if I'm able to go Solar Recharge first turn, usually what I'll do is I'll activate Gold Sarcophagus, remove a Judgment Dragon so I don't mill it, and then I'll activate Solar Recharge and get rid of Wolf in my hand, then I put one Lightsworn in the grave, and potentially get, you know, more Lightsworns in the grave. A lot easier, and that way I take Judgment Dragon out. But yeah. And also Goldstark's great to get Heavy Storm because it does help to get out Judgment Dragon a little bit safer. But this deck I think is really good just because, I mean, you know, people are running, you know, 2 Torrentials in most decks, and also, you know, Solemn Warnings. And I feel like you just have so many boss monsters that you can summon. I mean, not only do you have your normal summon, which is relatively weak in Lightsworn, although Tributing for Celestia I would say is a pretty powerful normal summon in Lightsworn if you're able to do that. But, you know, Judgment Dragon, you have 3 of those, you have 3 Cephalon, you have 3 Daedalus, so you have a lot of power cards. You know, if they stop one of them, you should usually have another one to go for it. You can run Necrogardeners if you wish, although Daedalus does require 4 light monsters, so I felt like it wasn't really necessary. And there wasn't enough darks to play Blackluster Soldier. However, you could try to fit Necrogardeners in. You can fit in Blackluster Soldier, maybe Chaos Sorcerer, maybe other cards. Maybe you can try Tour Guide, because that would help with Cephalon, although it won't quite help with like Daedalus. But you know, all depends on your playstyle. I just couldn't find room because Geartown was there, and I really do like the Triple Gold Sarcophagus. As far as the extra deck, there really isn't much need for it, other than you have Reborn or Reborn any tuners perhaps. And maybe you can take out something for Effect Veiler, or you know, Max C if you like to play those in the main deck. I personally do. However, again, it was just there wasn't really much room I could fit in running all these kind of tech cards where I wanted to play 3 Geartown, I wanted to play 3 Daedalus, and yeah. But there's nothing strange in the extra deck. You could, I mean, I put Mystical Sand in here just because I like the card's artwork a lot. But I'll run it through it real quick. So I mean, I guess Lumina. Actually, Lumina is probably the only thing that you'll use to get out any Exceeds. But you have Zen mains, you have Acid Golem, you have Leviathan, and Leviair. But other than that, it's pretty standard. I mean, you have Stardust, Scrap, Mistworm, Colossal, Bryo, Black Rose Armory Arm, Catastor. You probably won't use Mystical Sand, and you probably won't use 5-headed Dragon. Although, I wish these were dragons. Had these Light Ray Daedalus been dragons, I think this deck would be way too good, because you can just go Future Fusion for Daedaluses, and then obviously you can send Judgment Dragon as well, and then you could use Beckoning Light and then get everything back, and then, yeah, it'd be kind of really good. But yeah, so this has been the deck profile, but feel free to comment below if you think you should make any changes to it, because I feel like the deck is, you know, I mean, it's still in the testing phase for me. I'm personally not really a fan of playing Lightsworn anymore. I mean, I played Lightsworn for a while. I mean, when Charge Life Gear was at 3, Lightsworn was pretty much the deck that would just win out of nowhere. And with Necrogarden was at 3, and Honest was at 3, the deck just had so many outs, just simply by having Honest, and then your opponent attacks and you're like, oh, I'll activate Beckoning Light, I'll get back 3 Honest? Okay, I'll discard all 3 Honest? No, okay, now you lose by attacking me, which is kind of unfortunate. But yeah, so that's the deck profile. But again, if you have any suggestions to make this deck maybe better or maybe more consistent, let me know in the comment section below. But thanks for watching, guys. Asian Eyes White Dragon, signing out.